Hey Bronco fans, you're watching Going the Distance on FSU Broncos Sports Network. I am Kiana Smith, and today I am joined with assistant coach cross country and track and field coach Tara Long, the captain of the women's cross country team Sierra Beasley, and newcomer Hillary Toro-Teach. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Awesome. All right, so I wanted to talk with you all. We've gotten into two different matches so far in the cross country. We started at Livingstone, and both the men and the women's team finished first. Talk about your experience so far.
Well, I think the cross-country athletes have a good season ahead of them. Started out the first competition was, being able to go to a meet and see conference opponents there and be able to compete against them early was good for us. We have a lot of newcomers this year that haven't ran in the CIAA yet, so it's just a great opportunity for them to see some of the competition that they're going to see at the end of the season. For a returner like Beasley, just going there and having the young ones follow her. So we're excited about the season. All
right, and you mentioned Sierra. Sierra came in 7th in that first meet, so talk about what it felt like to pace and be one of the top 10 finishers for the Broncos.
Honestly, I went out there and had a mindset that we're going to set the tone for the CIAA right now because we are back-to-back championships. So I wanted to make sure that everybody was together, ready to go, because the way we train and practice, we go at it. So it's the same thing at competition. So I honestly think we're going to be very strong this year. The opponents, I think we're going to be able to challenge them and give them a challenge to want to come and get us, because that's what it's always been. So I think that we're excited, and I think the boys' side, they're doing pretty good, starting off really strong as well. So I think we're doing pretty good to start off the season.
Awesome. And Mr. Hillary, you were actually one of the first Broncos to cross the finish line for the men's cross country team in 25 minutes and 19 seconds. You actually broke the university history. So talk about setting that bar high and coming onto the team with such a high standard.
This is my first time participating in a D2 school. Previously I was in Division 1 school, and I didn't have much experience in the first meet, but I tried. But in the coming meets, I think we'll be able to run 24 low, because at least I have how the environment works now.
Okay,
because
awesome.
I'm used to Division 1 school competitions.
All right, awesome. So we're talking a little bit about different divisions. We are Division 2 school, but I did some research on Coach T, and I found that he actually broke a few records himself. He competed in the 1992 Olympic Games in Barcelona and in 1996 at the Atlanta Olympics. Can you talk about your background in being an Olympic champion?
Well, I don't like talking about myself, but however, since you brought it up, I mean, I've competed for Jamaica in several global events, a couple Olympics, several World Championships. Fortunately to win a gold medal. That's a connection with myself and our head coach, which is the cross-country coach, Ines Turner, because we've been on several Olympic team and World Championship team together. So that's how I wind up here at Fayetteville State, following my friend around, who is the head coach and the great cross-country coach of Fayetteville State University.
Talk about how that experience adds to your leadership here on the effect of the student athletes.
Well, I think, let's say you can, some people born as a winner, some people learn to win. I think winning is all a mentality.
Yeah.
And I think in order for you to have a winning program, you can beat people just because you have more talent than them.
Right.
But in order for you to have a sustained winning program, because once you start winning and you win multiple times, other people start recruiting to beat you. So in order for you to sustain that, you have to develop a mentality. One time is an accident. After 2 or 3 times, it's not accident anymore. So you have to start develop a winning mentality. And a lot of people can compete. Everybody compete, but a lot of people don't compete with a championship mentality. It's like going to training and just training. And you used to be going to training to train to win all the time. So that's the difference, I think myself and Coach Turner, we brought that mentality here because we competed at such a high level.
Right. So you talk about training, and I want to get you guys' perspective on Coach's training objectives and some of his things that he has in his office. But I actually was a little bit nosy yesterday, and I wandered into your cubicle and I found the javelin case, and you were saying how you just come up with different training mechanisms and things like that for the athletes. So can you talk about, how you incorporate all those different cool things and stuff like that?
Well, I don't incorporate much of it with the cross country running. More of it is the mental side of the cross country running, and they do certain drills with me. But what you were talking about in the office is stuff I do with the sprinters, hurdlers, and jumpers.
Okay.
And it's just what you saw with the javelin thing. I don't know if anybody would ever come up with anything like that. It's basically putting the javelin bar on your shoulder and tie weights on both sides of it, and it's for stability of core to do lunges. So we do lunges with the bar on the shoulder with stability. You're trying to get me to give up my secrets for the rest of the conference, but we're not going to have that. So yeah,
we don't give no secrets.
Yeah, but anyway, and again, track and field and cross country especially. I always say this about cross country athletes, and Coach Turner would say the same thing. You have to love it to do it, because it's so much mileage. These guys run so much, and not only that, the season is so long. Unfortunately for us, we don't have men cross country track here at Fayetteville State. But the women, they run all year round. They start cross country, they start training for cross country in the summer, and they finish track in the summer. So they don't have a lot of downtime. And even for the men, although they're just running for cross country, these guys are running all the time, and they put a lot of miles in. So you have to love it to do it. It's not to do it well, because anybody can do anything, but you have to love it to do it well, to put all in it. So for me, those, and Coach Turner would, like I said, she would say the same thing when she come up with different things to keep them from being bored. We call it track and tricks. So it's not just going out there running. You come up with little different things to keep them bored, and keep them from being bored. Not only to keep them from being bored, but it's something that come up with that can help them physically and mentally.
Yeah, it's changing it, so it's new challenges and new accomplishments, new goals and objectives. I like that.
Yeah.
So, all right, so you bring up Sierra, you bring up mileage. I actually did a little research on you as well and found a post. You mentioned that you had been running from August to May. So just talk about how you have to lock into creating that type of discipline and being able to go for such long time.
Starting from August, we go all in. Cross country is by far my favorite season. That's what I enjoy the most. So lately I have started meet day affirmations. So I talk to myself, and I have on my iPad where I have these quotes, and I dedicate the time to just really tap into my mental and understand that this is what I chose to do, this is what I'm doing. Go out here and give it 100%. Some days you're gonna have a good day, some days you're not. But I mostly try and stay poised, and then come indoor and outdoor, it's really tough for me. That's where it's a challenge.
It's an adjustment.
Yeah, it's adjustment, because I'm used to just running 20 minutes and I'm done for the day.
Okay.
But I'm being at meets and being there longer, having to do multiple events, is sometimes tiring. And I think last season was my first time doing 4 events at indoor. So it was a mental break for me. I was just like, wow, like this is a lot. And I didn't have much time to, recover enough. I had like an hour. So I was sitting in Normatech trying to get my legs ready for the different events I had, but I managed to at least score 3 out of the 4 events that I did. So it's more so mental. Like Coach says, just go out here, do your best, and give me your time, and that's going to be your outcome. Like the hard work you put in, it'll show. And the more you work, is the more you see, the more progress you see, the more success you see. So it's more so just being I would say just being calm. And I also go to Coach Turner and talk to her. We have our little talks, and she keeps me mentally tough and tells me, like, you can do this, like you can do this. All you have to do is carry a big heart. And she tells us that all the time at practice, and the way we compete in practice, it's more so give it your heart, like just give it all you got, and it'll show. So that's what I do now. But I think the meet day affirmations have really brought a new insight for me. It's something new for me, but I think I like it, and it's giving me more time to really focus in on my mental and get prepared for my meets, because this is my senior season. So I'm actually super excited and just ready to bring it.
It's time to leave your mark.
Yeah.
I noticed that in your TikTok and I thought it was really cool. So I do want to circle back to that and see if maybe you have an affirmation to share at the end of this first Going the Distance episode.
Okay.
So you talked about talking with Coach Turner, and you are one of the captains on this year's women's cross country team. So I know that you're a psychology major and sociology major. Can you talk about how that background helps you as a captain?
Well, considering right now mental health is a really, really big thing with sports right now, I try and be motivational to them in practice. They hear me talk a lot in practice, like pushing them, like, come on, y'all, let's go, let's good work. I'm glad y'all are like here, be on time. Try to keep them in a headspace to where we can do this, because honestly, having a captain where that's vocal, that will help you, because sometimes they're not always in the best mood to come to practice, and that's totally understandable. I've been there, done that. I feel those times all the time, but at the same time, it's more so being a captain it's a struggle for me, because it's something that it takes time. It's dedication. It's like being another coach. It's like basically you're their right hand, you're the left hand. So if they don't have the answer, or if they don't want to come to the coach, they come to me. So I have to be there and be honest and be a very poised person to give them the best advice possible, and to tell them, like, practice is going to be hard today, but guess what, we're going to go hard, we're going to go at it. So I also try and be I don't try and be 50, I try to be 50-50, but I try and, you know, make sure everybody's okay. And I also ask them a lot of questions, like, how are you doing today? What's going on? Are there any problems? Because I am a psychology major, so I know what it's like to you know, feel something and you just don't want to talk about it. But at the time, sometimes they don't want to talk about it, which is cool, but I definitely check in on them, make sure they're doing okay. I call. They probably think that I'm annoying right now, but more so the freshmen, I make sure that they're here and they're happy to be here, because I'm happy to be here. So I want them to be comfortable and enjoy what we do, because we're champions, and that's what we're going to continue to do. We're going to continue to bring on the history and keep it going, because that's just what I'm here for, and that's what I love. I love winning.
I love that. Love the impact. Sounds like you're making an impact on the team. Mr. Hillary, we went over how to pronounce this before we started, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to pronounce it correctly, but tell me what your hometown is called.
My hometown is called Hainapkwe. It's in the Rift Valley region. Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing there, and what led you to being able to run long distances?
Okay, first, I love running. Even in nature, in Africa, you just run naturally, because you have to walk like you have to cover like almost 20 miles a day, going to school, coming back. So naturally, in Africa, we're athletes.
Okay. Yeah. So when you're having to do the 20-mile distances, are you running or are you walking? Like, when did it click for you to start running?
Okay. In the morning, you have to run so that you won't be late. So it's like you're doing like tempo run in the morning and easy run in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like training. Yeah.
A constant build up.
Yeah.
I got you. All right. And then you mentioned that you are your very own mentor, right?
Yeah.
Can we explore how you adopted that mindset?
Okay. I'm my own mentor, because I know that I'm the one to make everything the way I want to make it. Yeah.
Okay.
For example, when I'm training, even when it's very hard, I know I'm the one to make it. So I just enjoy it. Yeah. All right. I just enjoy the rhythm of run.
I got you, because you know that it's ultimately
it's
up to you.
Me, so no one can do it. I have to. Yeah. And as an athlete, you have to accept pain. Yeah, because athletics require a lot of what do we call it? To be what do you call it?
You're looking for mental strength.
Yeah,
mental. You have to be tough mentally.
Yeah. So you have to accept pain, because pain is part of life also.
Yeah.
Pain is a part of it. I don't know if I would be able to do the 8 miles. That's too much pain for me. But you guys really go out there and you do a great job. You guys travel to Greensboro, North Carolina next to compete in the 38th Greensboro Cross Country Invitational at Pleasant Garden Park at 1 p.m. That's on Saturday.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about your expectations? What are y'all guys striving for this meet?
To win.
To win.
We go to every meet. We go to every meet to win. There's no other. I mean, If we don't win, it's okay.
Okay.
But the reason we're going to
Is
win,
to win.
you know, the old wise man said, why run a race if you want to come in second place?
Come on.
If you decide before you get to the meet that, oh, there's another team that's better than us, then why are you going to the meet?
All right.
You know, why you go to the competition? Why are you training? And you can't look at anybody as better than you, because like you say, he grew up running.
Yeah.
He grew up running to school. You know, so
10 miles.
So he should never think that there's nobody better, there's anybody out there better than me. Yes, there might be people out there better than him and can beat him, but you should never give in to that.
Right.
You know, you should still train with the mentality, I'm the champion, I'm gonna win. He just got to the CIAA. But you shouldn't look at it, okay, I saw what the guy run last year or the year before and I can't. No, that should be his goal. So when we go to every competition, it doesn't matter who's there. We go there to win. We might not win, but the thing is, we're going to go give our best. You know, coach had this thing like Sierra said about big heart. You have to have a big heart when you go to competition.
Yeah.
Especially in races where you run in 5K,
6K,
and 10K,
8K.
and 8K, because again, part of it is the pain that he talk about. You're gonna go through pain, and the ones that learn to accept the pain the most are going to be the most successful runners.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, well, we'll end it with the affirmation from Sierra for this first episode, Going the Distance. What is the affirmation going into the 38th Greensboro Invitational?
Okay, considering it's my hometown, I've been running there since I was in high school, and I was running as the only cross-country athlete at my high school for a while.
Dudley, right?
Dudley High School,
Dudley
yes.
High School.
My immediate affirmation for this week is honestly, a PR is ahead of me, regardless of the fact, even if I'm in pain, no matter what I'm going through, go out there and give it all. That's what I tell myself all the time. And I also say a verse before I race, and it's, I can do all things through Christ which gives me strength. So I tell myself that before every race. I pray before every race, so that's really what it's going to be, the same little ritual. I try and switch up the quotes here and there, but I think that's going to be the one for this week, because I just, you know, I think that's the one that's the best for the start of the season right now.
I got you. I can live with that. Well, thank you all for joining me. This has been the very first episode of Going the Distance on FSU Broncos Sports Network. I'm Kiana Smith. Until next time.